In an article called Death is Optional with Kahneman, Harari introduces the idea of the uncoupling of intelligence from consciousness and organic life. And I would like to outline how I kind of understand this idea from him. So we're going to call it the uncouplings. We start out looking at the kind of the historical view, starting with physics 13.5 billion years ago, and then we had chemistry soon thereafter, about 13 billion years ago. And chemistry kind of had a kind of a separation. We have physics and chemistry, and there's constraints that exist for all chemicals. And the idea is that if we had a fire at the base of a incline, and all the chemicals were on that incline, the chemicals would roll down that incline and in essence burn up inside that fire. However, if you had the same chemicals and you put them into a cell, we actually have a different behavior. The cell actually breaks through the constraints of chemistry. And so the cell actually has the capability to, when it sees the fire, to actually move away. So the cell is not constrained to the same constraints as the chemicals. So therefore, basically the first uncoupling is the uncoupling of biology from chemistry. If you then believe that sapiens are just biological creatures and are bound by all of the same constraints of biology, then the kind of story ends here. However, Harari changes that, and Harari says basically that sapiens, are not just their biology, but they're also, and more importantly, they are all about their historical narratives. And that's where we have a separation, in essence, between biology and the narrative. So this is where culture kind of separates or uncouples from biology. Then Harari talks about that as the sapien got more and more intelligent, then we're looking at the constraints that exist within historical narratives and within sapiens. And now we have this kind of unrestrained intelligence. And the question is, what happens with that? And Harari suggests that the intelligence also sets up on the same tier as biology and chemistry, and that the intelligence itself also uncouples from the organic life. And this uncoupling from the organic life means that the historical narratives really turn into, and this is kind of where he kind of leaves us with a question. He says that intelligent design, and he sees three basic kind of forms of intelligent design. One is where we link our biology or our DNA, take it into the lab, and from that point we create the Superman or the designer babies and stuff like that. The second is where we just have the technology itself, and we combine that technology with the sapien, and we have what is called transhumanism, which is kind of a half man, half machine type of a species. The next one then he talks about, the next possibility, is that we have technology and that we actually upload our brain to the technology. And that is where we actually can achieve immortality, and that is where we all become a silicon, if you will, silicon-based life or artificial life. Thank you.